Does anybody here breathe? Yeah, I thought so. Do you know what you are breathing? Yeah, air, okay. But do you know that the toxins in the air you are breathing are shortening your life? My name is Susan Blanchet, and I'm the CEO, founder, and legal counsel for B Corp Origen Air Purifiers. The theme of this TEDx is anchored. But does that mean staying in a safe harbor? Or does it mean pulling up your anchor and heading out into the sea, where your creativity can flourish and lead to innovation and leadership? This is a story about my journey and how through adversity I led to giving the gift of longer life. Do you remember when you were a child, full of wonder, the first time you blew a dandelion, or dipped your toes in the ocean, or felt the magic of the belief, I can do anything? My entrepreneurial destiny was all around me as a child. At 3, I was kidnapping cats and dogs, convinced I was a vet. By 4, I was a builder. And at 5, I was a seaboat captain. As a teen, I read Rachel Carson's Silent Spring, and I was horrified that toxins in our environment accumulate in our bodies. I wanted to do something about it, so I became an environmental lawyer, and for 14 years, held operators accountable for contaminated sites. I loved it at first. But then the government that I worked for stopped pursuing this litigation against these operators. And all of those contaminated sites are still sitting there, leaching into the water we drink and the air we breathe. My anchor was stuck. Storm clouds came into my safe harbor, and truthfully, I was scared to pull up my anchor. How many of you are in this place where your dreams go to die? I'd like everyone to please stand up. Thank you. Trust me. First of all, you need a little bit of a stretch, but I'd also like to take you through a quick thought experiment. Close your eyes and go to the place where you feel in flow. What does it look like? Go to that place where you feel at your best, to your happy place. What does it feel like? Now open your eyes, and if you take anything today, please remember your dreams. Please take your seats. I'm willing to bet where you just were looked nothing like this. This is where my optimistic spirit was trapped in a palace of pessimism. 14 years as a government lawyer, I breathed 300 million liters of air here, and it left me with an autoimmune disorder. It took my dad's early onset dementia at age 51, and the next 16 years watching him suffer while losing him slowly, to really dig deep into what I was trading my finite time here for. I went hardcore, trying to reignite my passion. I got my motorcycle license. I became a realtor. I started a renovation company, but I was still practicing law for the government that wasn't pursuing the litigation I was interested in. It felt pointless. I was trying to do good, but it was for the wrong people and the wrong causes. I took time off to care for my dad. And when he left us 9 years ago, I literally pulled up my anchor and sailed the high seas, grieving through adventure to honor his passion, which was sailing. My father's life, cut so short, taught me to live in the moment. Everything can be taken so quickly. That year, I traveled to Cambodia, and I ended up volunteering at my tuk-tuk driver's school that he was running out of his rental home. I stayed, and it led to me purchasing land and raising $30,000 to build a school for 150 and now 500 of the poorest children in Siem Reap. It felt good. It felt right. I knew that I had to do something that I was good at and give back to people and planet. I was finally ready to chart my own course. I went back to my teenage passion for cleaning toxins from the environment. And because of my experience in contaminated sites litigation, I did more research. My dad had been so healthy. He ran every day. He ate right. He was only 1 year older than I am standing here before you today. He'd been a wastewater treatment plant and aluminum smelter civil engineer. Notoriously toxic air. But how do you prove that? Air moves. It's difficult to measure. How do you prove that toxic air causes disease? Eventually, I decided if I couldn't litigate cleaner air, I would learn how to clean it. Origen Air purifies indoor air. We combine HEPA filters with a beautiful biofilter, genetically enhanced plants with a liver enzyme in every cell. We've combined these to create the cleanest air for you. The plants turn these airborne toxins into plant growth and oxygen. And if you treat them right, they will work continuously and never end up in a landfill where you find every other filter. I started today asking you if you knew what you were breathing. People drink 2 liters of water a day. Would you ever drink dirty water? Of course you make sure it is filtered. In contrast, we breathe 11,000 liters of air each day. Yet do any of you know what you're breathing? Toxic air is the second leading cause of death. It shortens the average lifespan by 2.5 years. The youngest diagnosed case of Alzheimer's is a 19-year-old in a chemical-producing capital in China. And recent studies in Mexico City are finding Alzheimer plaques in the brains of very young children. Air pollution is a leading cause of dementia, and many researchers agree on this now. So, how do we clean this? HEPA filters remove 99.99% of large particulate matter. But what about the toxic gases? These pass right through HEPA filters and are what our genetically modified plants metabolize. They have a liver enzyme in every cell on every leaf. This is the same liver enzyme that all of you have in your liver that removes 95% of the toxins in your body. I am proud to introduce our newest personal air purifier that we are bringing to everyone. It is called the Eliza Air Purifier. It is named after my best friend Stacy's daughter. She was born with a rare autoimmune disorder. It attacked her lungs and caused massive inflammation in her body. She actually wore a breathing apparatus for several years to give her pure oxygen so she had the cleanest air. Eliza loved fresh air more than anyone. We lost Eliza 2 years ago at only 10 years old, and her mom asked me to name our air purifier after her so Eliza could leave her own legacy of bringing the freshest and cleanest air to every person in every household. By pulling up my anchor and braving the headwinds, I combined creativity, innovation, and leadership to create a company that brings you the freshest air, allowing you to live longer, follow your dreams, and spend more time with those you love. Thank you.